RT is reporting on an insane story coming out of Qatar. They say a Dutch woman who reported being raped during her holiday in Qatar has been held by the country's authorities on suspicion of adultery since March. They continue. She's 22. Her name is Laura. The suspected assailant is also in custody. He, however, denied all charges, saying the sex was consensual and claimed that the woman had even asked him for money. She completely denies the accusations, and she and her mother have also been pressured to have her marry her attacker. Oh, goodness. So that's what there. When you're going through the story, at a point you become agnostic. Like, oh, so he says this, she says this. Where's the evidence? We don't know. It's an open question. By the time I got to the end of the story and I read that line, I said, oh no, my mind's made up. Because in the midst of all this, the authorities are like, okay, so now we get you to try to marry him. She's like, what the he raped me. Yeah, but under our traditions and under our religion, you marry him. All right, this isn't a thing. It's not like, oh, 50-50, I'm going to put both of you in jail. Like, even if what she did is a false accusation, the initial response is not, hey, let's put her in jail too. It is, okay, lock him up, no evidence for him to be guilty, then he gets released. You see what I'm saying? But no, they locked up both of them. She charges that she was raped, and she gets locked up, and they literally say, well, even if she was raped, she committed adultery. I mean, you want to talk about being behind on women's rights. And this is why, you know, oftentimes we go after what we call third wave feminism here in the U.S., how, you know, people argue about women in video games and say it's sexist to have them be a certain way. I don't think those arguments are strong. I don't think it resonates, and I think you actually damage feminism when you pick little things like that to argue over as opposed to big issues. Well, here you have gigantic issues, man. Yeah, I mean, this is why feminism is still deeply, deeply, deeply needed. Look at this stuff. She was allegedly raped, and then she's in jail because maybe she committed adultery. It's funny how, it's not funny, it's horrendous, but in deeply misogynistic societies, no matter what, everything becomes the woman's fault. Everything becomes a woman's fault. We covered a story recently, I think it was from Pakistan. A woman denied a marriage proposal. And then what ended up happening? They burned her alive and killed her. And then the people who carried it out and the family members and the tribe came to the family who just lost their daughter and told the father, yeah, make this all go away. You know, hey, your honor is being put into question here. She said no to the marriage proposal. Wait, what? So you're blaming her for saying no to the marriage proposal, but you guys lit her on fire and committed murder. You know whose honor is in question, bitch? Yours. But in deeply misogynistic societies, everything is flipped back on the woman. Everything is the woman's fault. Doesn't matter what the question is, blame the woman. Blame the woman, blame the woman, blame the woman. Everything is the fault of the woman no matter what. Well, fuck that. That's not true. We're here to say that's not the case, and we're here to try to inject rationality back into the way people think, to view these things objectively, as opposed to from a deeply misogynistic cultural or religious perspective.